As darkness falls on the city, it's as if life is accompanied by a soundtrack, something which originates from deep within, stirring a vast array of emotions. In short, a pure expression from the heart. On any given night in the Twin Cities, and any number of clubs, you can find any and every variety of jazz.
We listed 49 in our last issue of places where you could go hear jazz. 25 years ago, I think there was 13.
In fact, the Twin Cities Jazz Society estimates that Minneapolis and St. Paul have the fourth most active jazz scene in the country, just behind New York, LA, and Chicago. That success is due in large part to world-class venues like the Dakota Bar and Grill, now in its 18th year booking national acts from up-and-coming stars like Jane Monheit to established legends like McCoy Tyner.
In a lot of respects, he redefined the piano playing in the late part of the 20th century. One critic said that you could almost break down jazz piano into pre-McCoy and post-McCoy.
Tyner was the first national artist to appear at the Dakota, and the first of many to sign the Dakota's piano.
They're all personal notes, too.
Like this message from Diana Kroll.
In a metropolitan area with 3 million people, the audience for good music is large. All that's happening now is there are more opportunities to hear good musicians who happen to be playing jazz. So the audience tends to increase, reflecting those opportunities.
A recent issue of Downbeat magazine profiling 100 great jazz clubs named the Dakota one of the best all-round jazz clubs in the country.
Well, that's because they deserve it. They work very hard for this reputation. They have class acts coming in. And for local talent, they have always given us a place to create and have our art, too.
But the Dakota isn't the only game in town. Other big names include the Artist Quarter in St. Paul, Jasmine's in Minneapolis, and Rossi's Blue Star Room just a few blocks from the Dakota.
Seen Harry Connick Jr. here, seen T.S. Monk here. It's just a great place to come. It's as good a music as I remember from anywhere.
Ms. LeVay's
National acts like LeVay Smith and the Red Hot Skillet Lickers played to sold-out crowds at the Blue Star Room, but fans come here for much more than music.
One, they got a nice quiet bar over by the restaurant. They got a great restaurant. And then they got a nightclub, and that I know of, there isn't any place like that in the cities, and they're separated.
You either like jazz or you don't, but there's no such thing as a typical jazz fan.
You can't pigeonhole that one. There's too many styles and too many genres and too many worlds of jazz to be able to say there's a typical fan.
They come in all shapes, sizes, and ages.
I'm 12.
You're 12.
Yeah.
Are you a jazz fan?
Yeah, I play the keyboard at my school jazz band.
What appeals to Elisa is what appeals to most jazz fans.
Unique, and you can make it your own, and that it can be anything.
I think each person interprets it differently.
You see everyone go up there from different walks of life and different backgrounds, and it just flows.
Defining a jazz fan is almost as difficult as defining the music itself, even for the artists who play it.
It's like a conversation, just like we're doing right here. If you have, we can play with musicians that don't speak English, but we can play jazz together as if we've played together for years. But it's another language, basically.
I think it's such a kind of an extroverted art. It's about exploring your individuality, but yet then combining that with other special individuals and just kind of seeing the spontaneity of it.
Jazz is freedom, for sure. It really is. It's freedom and it's democracy. Everybody is having their say and having to work together.
In short, jazz is a lot like life.
Jazz it's ever evolving and ever changing. There's no answer, there's no reason, there's no way. It's something that's different. It's something that kind of gets created as you go.